grateful. I'll just move on to another matter, Chair, with your permission.
That's fine. Thank you.
Can you just confirm that Australia is yet to issue any sanctions for a significant cyber incident under the Magnitsky framework?
Sorry, just bear with us.
Kira Spencer from International Security Division. Bear with me for 1 second. So we are yet to issue any sanctions under that scheme.
Thank you. In response to a question on notice following a previous round of estimates, DFAT confirmed that it, quote, routinely provided advice to Minister on possible sanction measures, including cyber sanctions. I know you can't provide the content or the detail of that advice, but could you tell me on how many occasions DFAT has provided advice to the Minister on possible cyber sanctions?
So the government may consider imposing sanctions when the criteria is met and when it's in interest to do so. Cyber incident investigations are complex, and understanding what has occurred takes quite a bit of time. We work on a case-by-case basis to consider all the factors in imposing sanctions, and we don't publicly speculate around whether or not we are going to impose sanctions.
And I didn't ask you to. I'm just asking in this instance how many times DFAT's provided advice to the Minister.
So if I could take that on notice.
Thank you. That would be good. If you could provide on how many occasions and on which dates that any advice was provided, that would be helpful. To go to some specific examples, the Australian Cyber Security Centre last week joined with its Five Eyes partners to publicly attribute a cyber attack to Volt Typhoon, a People's Republic of China entity. I asked ACSC about this in estimates earlier this week, and they said they did seek DFAT's advice as part of this public attribution. And that ultimately it's a decision for the Minister for Foreign Affairs in conjunction with the Minister for Home Affairs to engage, to make the decision about public attribution. Could you just confirm that that's correct?
That is correct, and we have extensive briefing and consultation across government, including obviously Minister for Defence, Home Affairs and Foreign Affairs on these issues.
Thank you. Has any advice been sought or provided about whether cyber sanctions could be applied to the Volt Typhoon entity?
So, as I said previously, we don't comment on potential sanctions activity.
Okay. I want to move on to the Medibank attack. The AFP Commissioner has said that they have identified the hackers responsible for that and have provided the information to the Russian government, but the Russian government is refusing to act. And the Australian Signals Directorate told me in estimates this week that they have provided technical advice to DFAT about the perpetrators of this attack as part of assisting in a possible cyber sanctions. What can you tell me further about the government's consideration of that matter?
So I really can't add anything further to that information. I understand it's a matter for AFP in terms of the investigations. What I would say is we expect Russia to fully cooperate in the Medibank cyber attack investigation according to its obligations under Interpol information sharing arrangements. But the AFP would be better placed to comment on that further. It
appeared from the answer that I got from ASD that the individual perpetrators in this hack, and it's consistent with the advice from AFP, have in fact been identified. Is there any reason why we wouldn't choose to issue sanctions on these people, given that we concurrently have issued many sanctions on Russian government officials?
So we can't comment any further on that. What I've said previously is that these investigations are incredibly complex, and particularly with significant cyber incidents. There's a whole range of steps that lead to the incident, which may or may not be coming from one individual.
Okay.
So maybe a range of individuals.
Thank you. Moving on to another topic.